Welcome to Predicted Success. Today's video is for all of you that are under 20 or in your early 20s and still in school or just graduated. You've got your whole life ahead of you, and if you start doing the 14 things I'm gonna present in today's video, you're practically set up for a happy and successful life. Tip number 1. Develop good communication and social skills. Sooner or later in your life, you need to work together with other people. If you're serious about becoming successful and achieving something, having great social skills is a huge advantage. I'm not talking about manipulating people and getting them to do things they don't want, but you need to have some psychological knowledge to be heard and get what you want. Develop some good negotiation skills and learn to understand and express yourself with body language. Learn to listen carefully and to speak honestly and precisely. Learn to understand how other people think and feel. Tip number 2. Take an interest in psychology. It doesn't only help us understand other people better, even more importantly, and this is where tip number 2 starts, it also helps us analyze ourselves, our thoughts and actions, and we can better understand our own motivations. I believe that one of the most important steps in our development is to be able to look at ourselves from an objective point of view outside of ourselves and analyze ourselves rationally. Learn how to deal with interpersonal conflicts. If you really know yourself, truly understand your inner self, you're very wise and mature and already have achieved something that most people in their 40s haven't achieved yet. With that knowledge, you can accomplish great things and truly live the life you want. Work through your childhood baggage. Everyone has some, and to become the ideal version of yourself, you need to deal with it. Otherwise, it'll damage you further and will eventually catch up with you anyway. The only thing you can decide is when you want to confront it, so you better start dealing with it now, the sooner the better. Because once you let it behind and let go of the pain, every aspect of your life is brighter. Make peace with your past. Do whatever is necessary, whether it's going to therapy or reading books about a topic and letting go of it by yourself once you find out how, or doing anything else that works. Move on. Your personality is still in the process of being created. Get to know yourself and analyze why you are the way you are and why you act and react the way you do. Then strive to be the best possible version of you that you can be. By that I mean, don't change your core. Stay the way you really are and always were. Don't artificially change yourself, but get rid of the problems and things that are unnatural right now and that define you from the outside in a negative way. Get rid of them and create the life and the version of yourself you wanna be. You can't undo the past, but you are in charge of how you move forward. Learn how to talk to strangers over the phone. Too many people, especially us millennials, are afraid of it, and it is limiting and we should overcome this problem, even if it's uncomfortable. Tip number 3. Spend quality time with your friends on at least a weekly basis. If you have no friends, it is your number 1 priority to make friends. A Harvard study found that having no friends could be as deadly as smoking. Having 2 to 3 very good friends is enough and much better than having many friends that you don't consider close. It's best, however, to have a few very close friends and a relatively big circle of work friends, school friends, and so on. If you have any toxic friends, get rid of them immediately and replace them with good friends if necessary. I also recommend getting a girlfriend if you're ready for it, or at least have some fun with girls and get some decent dating skills. In general, avoid the people that pull you down and approach those who lift you up, people with a positive mindset and a can-do mentality. Choose wisely who you surround yourself with because they have a big impact on you, not only because of what smart things they might tell you, but because of the effects they leave on you just by being ambitious and giving off a certain vibe. You'll resemble them. Someone once said, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. And there is some truth in that quote. Interact, work for, and associate yourself with people you respect. Tip number 4. Try as many new things as you can. Experiment, explore, embrace failure. Come from a creative standpoint instead of a standpoint of survival, which is where most people come from. They want a job to make enough money to survive. You must think, I am here to enjoy my life and do whatever I want and help and make a positive impact on the people around me. And how can I create what I want? What should I be doing? Do I like this? Do I like that? Well, try it out. Only experience will tell us. Get out of your comfort zone. Reach out. Don't fear rejection. Start sooner. Fail faster. Don't wait. Seek opportunities. Gain experience. Start while still always learning. Don't delay it. You can only fail, and that's still better than not starting at all, as you can learn from it. But make sure you take time to slow down too. Distracting yourself is not the same as consciously trying new things and adventuring with your full attention. Seek a good mix between trying out new things and slowing down. Reserve time for yourself, where you can just reflect and think. Reflecting while doing something easy and repetitive or monotone like running works too, although just thinking without doing anything else might sometimes actually be required as well. Think about ideas, projects, your interests, or nothing in particular, and enjoy the peace that comes with it for a short period of time. If you can afford it, travel. You'll learn so much and it will greatly enrich your life for sure. Get lost to be found. Never be afraid to ask a stupid question. You'll profit from it. A quote by Tim Ferriss says, "A person's success or failure is determined by the amount of uncomfortable conversations he or she is willing to have." Some things aren't gonna be easy. You're gonna be uncomfortable. That's how you grow. The things or areas that are uncomfortable can also be the most rewarding ones. Think about relationships, starting a business, traveling, or moving to another place. The more things you explore, the more experience you'll have, and these experiences will cherish you in the future. Start earning them now while you're still young. Don't be afraid to take risks. Do what you want. That leads to wisdom. Now you have the freedom, time, and not a lot of risk. If you do what's hard now, it'll be easier in the future and set you up for success. Success does not happen by accident. It is often about delaying gratification. You can't party every night and still achieve everything you want. Also, don't just try things out, but commit. Not with everything, because you don't have time for that, but sometimes commit to something. By just quickly trying out and then turning down everything, you miss out on the experience you'd gain by committing, which is a wasted opportunity. And take on some responsibilities. That can be a side job, project, volunteer work at school, or get a pet. This forces you to commit. One of the most rewarding things you can do is learn how to handle money. Become an expert in personal finance. Learn how the stock market works. Inform yourself about this topic. Figure out how you can get the returns you want. Make a demo broker account and start investing. Here on the screen you can see some more things you should definitely consider giving a shot. Pause to read them and take a screenshot. I'm not gonna talk about them here because it would make this video too long. Start side projects. It will 1. Help you figure out what you like or what your passion is. Plus 2. Help you learn entrepreneurial principles. Read books, watch videos, or take courses on your favorite subject and on topics that are very new to you. Tip number 5. And related to trying out everything is one of the best pieces of advice I can give out to anyone seeking success. Be open to everything life throws at you, but be very skeptical. If you hear of something new that seems odd or you have a strange idea, be open-minded. Many opportunities were wasted because the people who were presented with them had their fixed beliefs and were too narrow-minded and threw it away too quickly. Be open for new ideas, but don't fall for shit just because it sounds promising. Being naive is another stupid thing. There's many people out there that just want to take advantage of you. Be very skeptical and analyze new ideas very well. Be interested in thought-provoking posts and ideas. Gather as much life wisdom, universal wisdom, and business wisdom as you can. But remember, be open but skeptical. Don't just believe everything. Many concepts are good, but almost none of them can depict reality exactly as it is or are 100% true. Some of them are even plain contradictory and cannot coexist, at least not when they have to both be true in the same situation or all scenarios. But that doesn't mean that they are not practical or useful or wise. You should still consume those concepts. Remember, be open for everything, but also question everything. Question the existing convention. Conceptualize problems differently and approach them in a new, innovative way. Figure out what could be improved, challenged, approached differently, or done more efficiently. Find a new door. Go through every possibility until you know it can or cannot be done. Challenge yourself and you will grow. If a situation isn't working, get out. You can only really control yourself and what you do. Tip number 6. Keep improving in the field you're best in. Focus on what fascinates you most. The more you know about the topics that are close to your heart, the more you will be able to benefit from it in the future. Choose yourself and start developing that passion. Work smart and stick with something. Learn to avoid distractions, especially your smartphone and social media, and focus on what matters most to you. You'll instantly be ahead of most people. Start reading outside your scope. You might think this contradicts what I said earlier about focus on what you're best at, but it does not. What I mean is that you specialize on what you like doing the most, but you do take advantage of other fields. Oftentimes, they contain great ideas and inspirations you can apply in your own field. Many successful scientists and entrepreneurs are people with wide interests, which leads to their originality. Being able to combine ideas, theories, and concepts from different fields, or taking them from one field and using them in another, can lead to very innovative results. Your brain is capable of incredible things. You just need to feed it with the right information, which leads us to tip number 7. Read, read, read. Read more than everyone else to outpace everyone else. I'd recommend reading practically every day. If you look out for the right books, the amount of knowledge you can acquire is just insane. Hyper-successful people tell us the same story. Most hyper-successful people have in common that they all read at least an hour each day. Besides acquiring knowledge, reading has many other positive side effects, like stimulating your brain, allowing you to relax, improving your language abilities, and more. Tip number 8. By all means, find time to meditate. Do not force anything. Do not pressure yourself, and just by doing it regularly, you will get better and you'll profit from it. Personally, from my own experience, I can recommend it 100%. Also, you might be overwhelmed by all the different meditation techniques. Just choose one you like and start with it. It's important to start slow. Tip number 9. Start a journal. Sort out your thoughts, verbalize them, and just write down what comes to your mind. Do not set any expectation whatsoever. Just do it and let your thoughts flow, even if it feels silly. Do it regularly and keep the journal. You may not recognize the value that comes from it just now, but it'll pay off in numerous ways. It'll calm you down and relieve stress, show you your passion, make you think new thoughts and think in new ways, sort out your priorities, and much more. Make journaling a habit. Tip number 10. Make a 10-year plan for your life. I know it sounds scary, because you feel like you already have to decide what to do and stick to it. But if you don't create a plan, you might live through life without a clear vision or target and lose yourself. All you need to do is think and decide what you want to do and make the plan. Don't be afraid. You do not have to follow the plan, not strictly anyway. The plan is here to guide you and you owe it nothing. It serves you and not the other way around. You just deserve a great life. In your 10-year plan, include business, relationships, health, and everything that's important to you. Tip number 11. Prioritize your health. Eat healthfully, that is real food, and avoid processed and fast food. Work out your body. Take a walk each day, pick up an athletic hobby, get out and enjoy nature, spend time with friends, have fun, exercise your brain, sleep well. These things create a healthy body and make you feel good and happy, which will help you now and in the future. Cut down on alcohol, never start smoking, don't do drugs. Tip number 12. Constantly work on your habits and on your willpower. With great habits in place, you will improve significantly over time. We can either let time work for us or against us, and our habits and actions determine which will be the case. Our habits influence the way we respond to any given situation, and ultimately they define how efficient we can become. Stay away from bad habits and develop some really good ones. It'll set you apart from the crowd and make an enormous difference over time. Develop only few habits at a time. Tip number 13. The second last tip is that balance in life is essential. Realize that extremism in whatever form is usually bad. Now, there are systems where you achieve an optimum when certain variables take on extreme values, but in life, balance is where the optimum lies. Don't overdo, don't neglect. Just like when playing the guitar, the strings must not be too loose, or you won't produce any music with it. If they're too tight, however, the guitar could break. When just right, it can be the source of wonderful music. Now the last tip actually consists of many different pieces of advice that I all wanted to include in this video. Life is meaningful, you have to find that meaning. See in the eyes of love. Tip generously, be generous. Realize that there's more to life than a 9-to-5 job and retirement. You can build a business, follow your heart and work smarter, not harder. If you find yourself unproductive, sleep better, take a walk, etc. Be productive, not just busy. Don't be afraid of your ideas. Do what you genuinely want to be. Keep your ego out of the equation. Never decide to do something for your ego or to prove yourself to anybody, including yourself. Do it for your inner, true self. It's all that matters in the end. Your ego doesn't matter, it's just a waste of time and effort. Do not think you're smarter than everyone else. Do not think you have it all figured out. But at the same time, don't worry about having it all together. Trust yourself. Don't be in such a hurry. Give yourself the space to learn. Invest in yourself. This is by far the best investment you can make, as Warren Buffett said, and this says something because he has for sure made some damn good investments. One last important note, do not think you have to start doing all the stuff on this list immediately. While it is great advice, start with few things and add more. Otherwise, you'll most likely be overwhelmed and give up entirely. And most importantly, find out what you're interested in. You're still young. Now is the perfect time to figure out what you want to do later. Gain some experience, and I'd really recommend you to go for what you're genuinely into. When you can't wait to explore more about something, that's exactly what you're looking for. Of course, you can also live or even get rich doing something you hate. That's absolutely possible, even if a lot of people say it's not, but I wouldn't recommend it. At this point, I just want to say thank you for watching this far. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like if you enjoyed the vid, and share it with everyone who could benefit from this. We've put a lot of work into this video, and we'd really appreciate it. See you in the next vid. Predicted success.